Hello, my dear students. Today I am going to teach you about DNA. Now, before knowing about DNA, let us know what is nucleic acid. Nucleic acids are the organic material present in all organisms in the form of DNA and RNA. Now, as you can see in the figure, nucleic acids are formed by the combination of nitrogenous bases, sugar molecule and phosphate group that are linked by different bonds in the series of sequence. The DNA structure defines the basic genetic makeup of the body. In fact, it is defined as the genetic material that is transferred from parents to the offspring. Now, let us know what is a nucleic acid. A nucleic acid is a long polymeric molecule. The monomers that are repeated unit is known as nucleotide, and so nucleic acid is also called polynucleotide. Now, as you can see, the difference between RNA and DNA. Firstly, RNA is ribonucleic acid and DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. The nucleobase in RNA are cytosine, guanine, adenine, and uracil, whereas the nucleobase in DNA is cytosine, guanine, adenine, and thymine. The difference is in RNA there is uracil and in DNA it is thymine. DNA is a double helix model. It has got two strands, whereas RNA has a single strand. Now let's see what are the basic difference between RNA and DNA. The sugar in RNA is ribose sugar, whereas the sugar in DNA is deoxyribose sugar. The base, the base in RNA is adenine, cytosine, guanine, and uracil, whereas the base in DNA is adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine. The structure of RNA is single-stranded polynucleotide chain which folds to form a loop, and it gives a clover shape, rather a clover leaf shape. Whereas in DNA, as you have seen in the figure in the previous slide, it is a double helix made up of two anti-parallel polynucleotide chain. Now let us gather some more information about DNA, that what DNA is all about. DNA is actually a group of molecules that is responsible for carrying and transmitting heredity or genetic instruction from parents to the offspring. That is why we develop the character similar to our parents. It is also true for viruses. So like DNA, it is also true for virus, as most of these entities have either RNA or DNA as their genetic material. That is why virus multiplies so quickly. For instance, some viruses may have RNA as their genetic material while others have DNA as their genetic material. The human immunodeficiency virus HIV contain RNA and which is then converted into DNA after attaching itself to the host cell. Now, apart from being responsible for the inheritance of genetic information in all living beings, DNA also plays a crucial role in the production of protein. Nuclear DNA is the DNA contained within the organism of every cell in eukaryotic organism. It codes for the majority of organism genomes, while the mitochondrial DNA and the plastid DNA handles the rest. Now, what is mitochondrial DNA? The DNA which is present in the mitochondria of the cell is termed as mitochondrial DNA. This can be seen in the figure. It is inherited from the mother to the child. In human, there are approximately 16,000 base pair of mitochondrial DNA. Imagine such a huge number. Similarly, plastid have their own DNA and they play important role in photosynthesis. So as you can see in human, mitochondrial DNA is there, whereas in plants where the process of photosynthesis takes place, plastid DNA is there. So I hope you have gathered enough information about DNA. What is DNA? What is its full form? what are the nucleotide bases of the DNA, and what are the facts about DNA. Thank you.